I'm back, and it looks like I'm in heaven with a Tintin haircut. Hi everyone. Doing a quick video because I'm bored and I wanted to do something for myself and you guys, and also wanted to test how good the movie studios are at noticing I'm using their clips from their famous movies, like Universal and Warner Brothers. Um, I wanted to do another video on art only because the first two videos I did were about art, and I feel like it's time for another one. I guess that's about my best explanation. One of the things that art does that I find so interesting is that the nature of art and how artists make art and just the form and the content of art evolves over time. And that's something that people don't talk about in video games too much. They talk about people ripping off ideas and, oh, this is inspired by whatever, but like there's a real slow moving evolution to different movements in art, and that for some reason that is just something that people do not uh, really get into when talking about games. Um, there's just like a really big evolution to how they look and how they play and the ideas and different modes, and there's just this iteration that goes on. Um, Not like sports where people will copy types of offenses or defenses, and not like technology where the goal is to make things just more efficient and better and to get rid of stuff that doesn't work. Like, people will bring back things from games in the past that might have not worked and sort of reinvent them, and like that stuff is only really found in art. um and so I feel like this is how most people look at art, right? This is how most people look at it on face value when they like watch a movie or watch a TV show. It's just how great of a story is that. But there's more going on than just the story. Like, pick up a book if you want to read a story, you know. But that also has pros, which people don't give a shit about because they're stupid. But like, this is how most people look at art. Watch.
Did Tom ever tell you about my painting?
No.
Look at this.
Ah, it's beautiful.
I like this one. The dog, one dog goes one way and the other dog goes the other way.
One is going east and the other one is going west. So what?
And this guy's saying, what do you want from me? Guy's got a nice head of white hair. Look how beautiful with the dog. It looks the same.
And so I used that clip, obviously, because I love that movie and I've seen it to death. But really to illustrate a point, I guess not to demean or make fun of, but just like that's just how it happens. And I feel like that sort of thinking, that passive thinking, uh, quickly sort of just passes over video games. And I definitely want to bring it back to center, and hopefully I'll do more on this if I'm not lazy, is just like the real nuts and bolts of how game design and game philosophy has evolved over time. I don't have a whole lot of great examples because I feel like I need to do a lot more research and like really think of like a great way to demonstrate this. But the thing I think back to is Jurassic Park with Mr. DNA, dinosaurs and bugs stuck in amber saps in the molasses. Um, and just that weird, just cool concept of just like extracting old DNA, just old stuff, and just filling in the gaps with frog DNA and just creating something new, but also something old. I feel like people do that with games all the time, and that is just so fascinating to me. And I feel like a lot of it gets swept up in this cynicism and this thinking of like, well, people who make indie games use old art styles in 8-bit because it's easy and it's cheap and it's, you know, just like a good way to cash in on some nostalgia, and that's just sort of like the niche, the corner that people have gotten themselves into, have cornered themselves making indie games. And I guess some of that's true, but there's definitely some more going on. And so throughout this video, I'm going to sprinkle in some B-roll footage, some clips of The Binding of Isaac, which is a game that has been around for several years, has gotten several expansions and updates, and finally has mod support. And I read this amazing article by Patrick Klepek in Waypoint called "Trying to Escape the Shadow of the Binding of Isaac," which talks about Edmund McMillen, who made that game originally, and he just conceded that it stopped being his game forever ago. Like, once he made that game, it no longer ceased to be his. He gave it over to the public, and people took that and innovated, and they created, and they refined and refreshed, and they added, and they modded, and they tinkered, and then they went onto forums and explained things, and they pointed out flaws, and there's just this evolution to like the audience and the artist that it's just like it is just so unlike anything in the world. And that's what happens with art. Once the person or people make it, once you release it for profit or for free, that's it. It's no longer in your hands. That's gone. And I can think of no better example than a certain filmmaker who went around and started to just add and change and distort and fuck up the legacy of his previous perfect masterpieces, surely for the sake of capitalism and consumerism. And that's just wrong, man. That's just fucked up. You can't do that. Tons of people helped make those things. Not just you, there's more than one person. And once you collectively come together and you all help make a thing together and you release it to the public, it's no longer yours. It's out. It's out of your hands, out of your control. And to go back and to shove in midichlorians and, just, no, that's not right. That's wrong. That should be a crime. That should be illegal. No one goes and takes a paintbrush to Jackson Pollock paintings at MoMA and just adds a few dots here and there. Oh no, I fucked that up. Let me smear the soup can in this Andy Warhol because that's originally my vision. And no, fuck you, fuck you. But I digress. Anyways, really, I just wanted to make a quick video, just for the sake of it. And hopefully this will spur some further discussion, or at least make you think. Maybe that's all this is good for. But yeah, Binding of Isaac, it's fucking terrific, and I dare say that the fan-made Anti-Birth, which is the footage you're watching, is actually a better game than Afterbirth Plus, which was the thing that Macmillan released, which added mod support. And he said that he's going to add that Anti-Birth in, and hopefully it'll come to consoles and phones, and it'll just be all part of one ecosystem. But it's so crazy to think that like the master no longer is the master of the game, and is now the student, has overcome the teacher. People have made this amazing thing, and it's just better than like the real game now. But hopefully it'll be one and the same, so it's no big deal. That's why they added mod support. So thank you for watching. I'll be back hopefully soon. I don't want there to be too much of a delay. These are fun. So follow me on Twitter at Jared Russo, and hopefully this video does not get taken down by corporate entities. So thanks for watching.